The crystalline halls of the Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Esther Chen stood before the assembled representatives of 47 species. Her hands remained steady at her sides, though every instinct screamed at her to clench them into fists. "The motion passes," declared Executor Vrath, his 6 eyes blinking in sequence. "Humanity is hereby expelled from the Galactic Council, effective immediately. Your expansionist tendencies, your refusal to adhere to the genetic preservation protocols, and your reckless technological experimentation have made you a liability to civilized space." Esther's jaw tightened. Behind her, Junior Attaché Jaime Rodriguez shifted his weight, clearly fighting the urge to protest. She raised one hand slightly, a signal for patience. "We came to you in good faith," Esther said, her voice carrying through the chamber without amplification. "We shared our technology, our culture, our resources. And this is how the Council repays us?" "You shared too much," hissed the Scarix representative, its translator rendering the words with venomous precision. "You modified your own genetics. You created artificial intelligence. You terraform worlds without regard for indigenous microorganisms. You are dangerous." "We are survivors," Esther corrected. "We came from a death world, clawed our way to the stars, and asked only for a seat at the table. If you will not give us that." She paused, meeting the gaze of every representative in turn. "Then we will build our own table." The chamber erupted in chittering, warbling protests. Esther turned on her heel, her coat sweeping dramatically behind her. Jaime followed, his youthful face set in grim determination. As they boarded their shuttle, Jaime finally spoke. "Ambassador, what do we do now?" Esther smiled, a cold, calculating expression that didn't reach her eyes. Now we remind the galaxy why you don't corner a human." 3 years later, the galaxy had changed. Jaime stood on the observation deck of the Dominion, humanity's first mobile command station, a converted asteroid measuring 15 kilometers across. Through the viewport, he could see dozens of human vessels moving in perfect formation, their hulls bearing the emblem of the newly formed human Dominion, a clenched fist holding 7 stars. "Impressive, isn't it?" Esther's voice came from behind him. She'd been promoted to High Coordinator after leading humanity's exodus from Council space. Silver now streaked her black hair, but her eyes burned with the same fierce intelligence. "When you said we'd build our own table, I didn't expect this," Jaime admitted. He'd risen through the ranks himself, now serving as Fleet Intelligence Director. 43 colony worlds, 27 space stations, and the Council is terrified. They should be. Esther joined him at the viewport. "The Thaxian Consortium wants to open trade negotiations. The Yulari Federation is asking for defense pacts, and the Valar Empire, the same species that sponsored our expulsion, is begging us to help them fight off the Kelshaw swarm." "Are we going to help them?" "Of course we are." Esther's smile was sharp. "For a price. The Council thought banishing us would make us disappear, make us weak. They forgot that humans don't just survive. We thrive in adversity." A holographic display flickered to life between them, showing a star chart. Red zones marked Council space. Blue zones marked the human Dominion. The blue had grown significantly, spreading like a virus through previously unclaimed territories. "The Council operates on tradition, on maintaining the status quo," Esther continued. "They haven't had a major war in 3,000 years. They've grown complacent, soft, but we remember what it means to fight for every inch of ground, every breath of air." Jaime nodded slowly. "The AI integration protocols are exceeding expectations. Our ships can now react 3 times faster than any Council vessel. The genetic enhancements we've been offering to volunteer colonists have improved survival rates on harsh worlds by 60%. And our terraforming project—" He gestured to another display showing a barren world slowly turning green. "We're creating habitable planets in decades, not millennia." "Everything they said made us dangerous," Esther said softly. "Every innovation they feared. We've weaponized our creativity, Jaime, and now they're paying attention." An alert chimed. A communications officer's voice came through the intercom. "High Coordinator, we're receiving a transmission from the Galactic Council. Priority Alpha, it's Executor Vrath himself." Esther and Jaime exchanged glances. "Put him through," Esther commanded. The holographic display shifted, revealing the familiar multi-eyed face of the Executor. He looked older, tired. "High Coordinator Chen," Vrath began, and Jaime noticed he used her human title rather than her old Council designation. The Galactic Council wishes to discuss the possibility of renewed diplomatic relations. Renewed? Esther's eyebrow arched. That implies we had relations to renew. As I recall, you expelled us. That was... Vrath's translator struggled to convey his emotion. A mistake. The Council recognizes that humanity has established a stable, prosperous dominion. We would like to propose a mutual defense treaty and possible reintegration into Council affairs. Reintegration, Esther repeated slowly. How generous. Tell me, Executor, what changed? Was it our advanced technology? Our rapid expansion? Or was it the fact that 6 species have already left the Council to join us and 12 more are considering it? Vrath's silence was answer enough. Esther leaned forward. Here are our terms. Humanity will join the Council again, but as an equal partner, not a supplicant. We maintain our AI, our genetic programs, and our terraforming projects. We get veto power on any legislation that affects human interests, and the Council issues a formal apology for our expulsion. That's unprecedented, Vrath stammered. So is banishing us, Jaime interjected, stepping into the hologram's view. You taught us we couldn't rely on you, so we stopped trying. Now you need us more than we need you. Esther placed a hand on Jaime's shoulder, a gesture of solidarity. You have 72 hours to decide, Executor. After that, our offer expires and the human dominion continues charting its own course. Choose wisely. She terminated the connection with a wave of her hand. Jaime turned to her. Do you think they'll accept? They don't have a choice, Esther replied. The galaxy is changing, Jaime. The old powers are dying. And humanity, banished, underestimated, dismissed, is rising to fill the void. They tried to exile us from their club. Instead, we built an empire. Through the viewport, human ships continued their eternal patrol, guardians of a dominion born from rejection and forged in determination. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, as if acknowledging a new power in the cosmos. Humanity had been cast out, and in response they had become unstoppable. Andy.